फील होगा उन्हें। जेलस जीत करेगा, रोएगा, कहेगा मुझे क्या दो क्या दो। क्या दो क्या दो। टू दो टू दो। तो मांग रहा है, उसे दे दो। अब ये देख दिया तो दिया, वापिस टपली मार के बड़ा ले लिया। पढ़ पाए, मुझे सिग्मा स्क्वायर चाहिए था। आंसर इज 1/√2 √2 pi into e raised to minus x minus 4 the whole square upon 2 into 1/√2 का स्क्वायर। अब ये देख उसको कंपेयर कर। कंपेयर कर भाई। मेरा तो आंसर बड़ा रेडी है। कंपेयर कर, मुझे पता चल गया बेटा। मीन म्यू इज इक्वल टू 4। और ये बात तुम लोग को भी पता चल गई थी बेटा, है ना, पहले ही पता चल गई थी। सिग्मा इज इक्वल टू 1/√2। तो सिग्मा स्क्वायर इज 1/√2 का स्क्वायर। चल भाई, 1/√2 का स्क्वायर मीन्स 1/2 का मतलब सिग्मा स्क्वायर इज 1/2। चेक करो विच ऑप्शन इज आंसर। इसमें से कोई डाउट है तो पूछो मुझे। कोई डाउट्स नहीं है मैडम? With this, the chapter बड़ा theoretical distribution gets over. उत्कर्ष हम लोग ने कब स्टार्ट किया था बड़ा ये टॉपिक? Okay, today we completed. So, going towards the last chapter of our syllabus. Last chapter of our syllabus. Write down the heading as well. Index numbers and time series. Index numbers and time series. Index numbers and time series. But the chapter is divided into two parts. One which is called to be as index numbers, and other which is been called to be as the time series. One is the index number, and other is called to be as the time series. So out of which today we are starting with the topic which has been called to be as index numbers. Put on the heading to be as index numbers. But when we are going to start with this chapter which has been called to be as index numbers, अपना जो दिमाग है बड़ा वो कहीं ना कहीं बड़ा सोचता तो यही कि सर like the other numbers, that is the ordinary numbers, like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, real numbers, complex numbers, imaginary numbers. सर ये जो इंडेक्स नंबर्स है क्या वो भी कोई नंबर्स है मैडम? क्या वो भी कोई नंबर्स है मैडम? Answer to that question is no. Answer to that question is no. क्या बोल रहा हूँ समझ में आ रहा है सबको? What are index numbers? What are index numbers? They have been defined to be as ratios. They have been defined to be as the ratios, or they have been defined to be as the spatial types of averages. They have been defined to be as the spatial types of averages which are being used for carrying out the comparisons, which are being used for carrying out the comparisons of the different commodities, So here in this case, immediately when the doubt arises, so our brain thinks that, yes, sir, you said that index numbers, they are being defined to be as ratios. They have been defined to be as the ratios, or they are being defined to be as the spatial types of averages. They have been defined to be as spatial types of averages which are being used for carrying out the comparisons of the different commodities. Immediately, the question arises, sir, when we carry out the comparisons, we carry out the comparisons with respect to what, sir? We carry out the comparisons with respect to what, sir? The answer to that question is we carry out the comparisons with respect to price, or with respect to quantities, or with respect to values. I repeat, by carrying out the comparisons, we carry out the comparisons with respect to price, or with respect to quantities, or with respect to values. And by carrying out the comparisons, by carrying out the comparisons, we can forecast the future trends. We can forecast the future trends. That means in order to forecast the future, we have started studying about a new topic, which has been called to be as index numbers, which has been called to be as index numbers. क्या सब लोग मैडम? Next, you can continue. Index number is a relative measure. Index number is a relative measure. चलो मुझे बताओ कितने लोग को याद है रिलेटिव का मतलब? किसको किसको याद है रिलेटिव का मतलब? अभी रिलेटिव का मतलब परसेंटेज नहीं हो रहा है, दैट इज रॉन्ग. द मीनिंग ऑफ द टर्म रिलेटिव इज नॉट अ परसेंटेज. When I am using the word relative means index number is a unitless measure. Index number is a unitless measure. That is, it does not depends upon the unit, student. No, it has any units. But if it neither depends upon the units, nor it
पढ़ाई
has
के
any
लिए
unit.
मेहनत तो सब करते हैं, लेकिन स्मार्ट स्टडी कौन करता है? प्री एग्जाम ऐप के साथ बनाइए अपनी तैयारी सुपर स्मार्ट. प्री एग्जाम ऐप देता है वाइड रेंज के एग्जाम्स की तैयारी, जैसे जी, नीट, कैट, सीए फाउंडेशन, सीएस सीट, बैंकिंग, रेलवे, एसएससी, एमबीए एंट्रेंस, एसवाईजेसी, कॉम, टीवाईबी कॉम और भी बहुत कुछ. चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट्स एंड मॉक टेस्ट्स, डिटेल्ड परफॉर्मेंस एनालिसिस, और अब तैयारी होगी एकदम परफेक्ट. कहीं भी कभी भी पढ़ाई करें. और एक विशाल क्वेश्चन बैंक आपकी तैयारी को बनाए आसान. इंस्टेंट इवैल्यूएशन से तुरंत जानिए अपनी परफॉर्मेंस और पाएं पर्सनलाइज्ड फीडबैक. तो अब देरी किस बात की? प्री एग्जाम ऐप डाउनलोड करें और अपने नाम से रजिस्टर्ड करें. और एक विशाल क्वेश्चन बैंक बिल्कुल फ्री और अपनी सफलता की कहानी लिखें। लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। प्री एग्जाम ऐप स्मार्ट तैयारी का
गौर
साथी।
बड़ा इट हैज एनी यूनिट्स, तो हम लोग क्या समझे? इंडेक्स नंबर्स बड़ा दे आर बीन एक्सप्रेस्ड in the terms of percentage. Index numbers they have been expressed in terms of percentage. And because of that reason, now what you will find in each and every formula, in each and every formula, the ratio it will be multiplied by 100. The ratio it will multiplied by 100. And after that, there comes the uses of studying the chapter, index numbers. Uses of index numbers. चलो लिखना स्टार्ट करो बड़ा पॉइंट वाइज. Index number is a statistical tool. Index number statistical tool which is being used for forecasting the future trends. Next one. Next one. Index numbers is known as a barometer. Index number is known as barometer. You know what is barometer? Barometer क्या होता है सुना है तुम लोग ने? But a barometer is a device which is being used for measuring the atmospheric pressure. दिमाग बड़ा कहीं ना कहीं ये सोचता है तो क्या सर, by using index numbers we are going to measure the atmospheric pressure? Answer to that question is no. Index numbers, it measures the economic pressure. It measures the economic pressure. Next point, index numbers. Index numbers. They have been used by the economist. By the economists for formulating the socio-economic policies. For formulating the socio-economic policies. Next, index numbers index numbers, they have been used by the businessmen for for anticipating the change in the business policies. Next, index numbers, they are being used for measuring the purchasing power capacity of a person. For measuring the purchasing power capacity of a person. Next, index numbers, it is being used for measuring the deflated values. Deflated, DEFLATED, deflated values. So apart from that, right now, next point, index numbers are used index numbers are used for studying the bit of fluctuating nature of the commodities. Fluctuating nature means the commodities whose prices, whose quantities and values always keeps on changing. They are said to have the fluctuating nature. They are said to have the fluctuating nature. So today, madam, commodities, commodities, जिसके prices, quantities, values हमेशा बड़ा चेंज होते हो उसे हम लोग बोलते हैं फ्लक्चुएटिंग. कितने यूजेस बताए मैंने तुम लोग को. ये सारे पॉइंट्स बड़ा याद रखने हैं तुम्हें. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर बड़ा मैं यहाँ से मैं फिर से स्टार्ट करूंगा. ओके, चलो आई विल स्टॉप हियर.